This is Dr. Dave Maslach talking about reciprocity.com. The E is spelled with a 3. I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I am going to tell you about how I actually search for articles on Google Scholar. I really like Google Scholar because it is quite effective in bringing up relevant articles and things like that, and it's just really easy because it's integrated quite nicely with Google Chrome. So the search engine I use is Google Chrome, and it just links up very nicely, brings things up quite nicely compared to using other services. It's usually really clunky using other things like Web of Science, for example. That's another sort of search engine that you can look for scholarly articles. I know some people use that, but it's really clunky going to that because you have to go to whether it's your institution's website or something like that. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of the way I sort of do things. It's not in my day-to-day routine. So you can go in and link up Google Scholar to your institution, wherever that is, and it'll bring things up at your library as well, which is a nice feature. But I just like to go into the easiest thing, and what I did here is I'm going to show you how I normally search for sort of relevant articles and stuff like that, and the things I'm searching for. So I'm writing a paper on one particular topic of the paper I'm looking into is platform innovation, which is where you develop a particular platform, like a software platform, and then you use that as so developers will use that to integrate with they'll make the platform open so other developers can go on there, and it has a bunch of implications that are really interesting and whatnot. So I'm just curious and looking at that. So if you go here, so I searched for the particular article I was looking for, innovation, openness, and platform control. I'll just go into the scholarly articles first, and you can see this is the article. It's a management science article that pops up, and it's a great article, by the way. But what I'm more interested in is, who's citing it. So this is a relevant thing when I'm going to who's citing it, and I'm trying to pick out the articles that make a lot of sense in terms of who you can cite for your own work and stuff like that. And the best articles, I look for articles that are that are citing it, that are very legitimate academic journals, for example. So Strategic Management Journal is a very, very good journal, as with Management Science. You can look at those. And I also I know some of the authors in this area space. It's just as you become sort of in the particular area, you will get to know some of the people that are in that. One of them is Kevin Boudreau. He does some really good stuff. So I would search for these particular articles, and I would just open up those ones. And sometimes I'll look within, say, for example, that one. I'll look to see who's cited here and who's citing that. And again, I think this is Organization Science. It is, because it's an Informs journal. So I'd look at that one because I know that's a really good journal as well. And I might go into the research policy article. This is kind of this guy is pretty well known in this area, so you can look at that as well and start searching there. There's that innovation, openness, and platform control there as well if you're taking a look at that. So that's what I normally do, and I'll go through and I'll read maybe it's about 5 articles or 10 articles in a particular space. You can keep reading as many as you possibly can. You can get really deep into that, but I'm just kind of getting a sort of a feel for a particular area. And as you start digging around in the particular area, you get more well known with those particular things. The other thing that I look for, particularly towards the end of when I'm writing a paper, for example, I'll look for all the ones that are cited since in the last year or two, and that usually helps get the relevant ones, for example, ones that are just sort of state of the art that are just popping up, and sometimes those don't show up right away. So that's how I'd go and search and use Google Scholar. It's a really effective tool, and you can also cite within. And so if you're looking for something specifically within the ones that are citing that particular article, what was in there? There was something about contracts, for example, in there. So you can look at, the role of contracts that pops in. So that's the ones that are searching specifically within that article. That's a really nice tool. So I'd highly recommend using those particular, using Google Scholar and sort of cite in those ways. Those are 3 kind of ways I look for. First of all, I look at the article if it pops up, the ones that are relevant. Second one, I look for the journal, and it's got to be really relevant journals. And the third one is just the authors. And the authors, you kind of get a feel after a while of who's in the space, who's sort of legitimate and who's not. So that's it. Hopefully you like this video. Do a thumbs up if you like it, and I could do more of these sort of instructional kind of videos. I'm just here to help you out as much as possible. You can check out the Reciprocity Project. The E is spelled with a 3. That's where I'm trying to build a sharing economy proofreading platform to help out graduate students and writers, because I know that there's a lot of people that can get feedback or require feedback, and they're really anxious to do so. So that's it. Have a wonderful day and take care. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.